I think this is the true beauty of sport is that like, it comes down to certain things, and there's such a fine line between winning and losing. And I think we just saw that. People are saying that the Dodgers are ruining baseball.
I don't agree with that.
And I don't agree with that either. Like, you cannot buy, even with $1 billion, you can't buy what they have.
Well, you can buy Yamamoto.
You can buy talent, Sam, but what you can't buy is a group of guys that come together. And we were so focused on the Jays of being this true team that loves each other and watches bats. I don't think we paid enough attention to the Dodgers have that too. They have that too, okay? And they were resilient, and they refused to die. They had every reason to die. The Jays had it, and they refused to die. That's not the golf, can I get the sport right? That's not the baseball gods getting it wrong. When a team, champions, refuse to die.
Okay.
You're just, you're down to millimeters here. And I can't hold up the Dodgers as something better or brighter than what the Jays were after that series, particularly.
Well, they didn't get the guy. They had base runners. They didn't get them in. Now we go into the details and what a hanging. Okay, Trey, I love him, but they squeezed every last drop out of him, and then he goes up there and he's probably a little overwhelmed, and he throws up a beach ball to Muncy. But that was a batting practice pitch.
Yeah, he
crushed it.
He also got out of the sixth inning, and he earned that spot.
Buddy, I'm just telling you. I'm telling you that you can only squeeze so much.
Like ask.
I'm more in the agreement that maybe the Jays helped put it on a platter for them to take it, but they still took it.
Yeah,
right. And you still have to execute to take it.
They started, I don't think anyone has come in and said the Dodgers were a bad team. I do think that everyone's making the point that over the course of this playoff run of that series, head-to-head, the Blue Jays were the better team. I know they didn't get that final game. They lose by 1 in the 18th inning. They lose by 1 in the 11th inning. They beat the brakes off them 3 times.
They didn't make the pitches that they needed to at the right time. The base running was subpar, and you left runners in scoring position. I'm not sure how much.
But this is why
Game 7.
So much that by a toe, we got to come in here and argue about whether they deserved it or we deserved it. If you think the Dodgers deserved it.
I know.
It's like, okay.
Yeah, it's
what's
a
your
philosophy
point?
difference,
it's
for sure.
And there's also I think there's the feel-good vibe that people have had throughout this whole thing, where it's like people connected with this team on a personal level. George Springer battling through injury to stay in games, coming up with big hits. Bo Bichette with the knee surgery, can't even run the bases, hits a 3-run dinger. You got guys getting pegged by pitches left and right, and they kept coming up.
You fell in love with it.
And that's absolutely. And that's why it had this vibe of like a movie where it's like it was destined to be. And the fact that it wasn't, I think, was just crushing. Absolutely devastating. McKee's not alone in feeling the way he's feeling.
I have to say that if there's one thing, the amount of people over the past 48 hours, well, whenever the game ended till now, however many hours that is, that have reached out to me and said, hey man, love you, thinking about you, has been completely overwhelming. Like truly. And it's like, I'm just a fan of a baseball team. My dog didn't die, but the fact that people care enough to reach out to me and say, hey, I love you, I'm going through the same thing as you are. It feels pathetic to be as sad as I am. I can't. I guess that's why people, kind of identify with what I say, because I truly care, and I know there's a lot of people that are probably looking to me to come on here and push back against Kipper being like, oh, the Dodgers earned it by hitting 209 in the World Series and getting lucky on 2 plays. I'm sure they want me to push back, but I just can't. Andy Paul has, if there's one thing that will haunt me until the day I die, is sure, IKF maybe, you should have got a bigger secondary lead. They don't want to get doubled off at third base. Varsho hits hard line drives all over the place. they were coached to not go off first.
Yes.
I understand.
Yeah, and let's make that clear. That's what you're told.
You
don't
crap.
You don't go against a third base coach who wants you to.
If you want to blame IKF, the 26th man on this roster, and that you think that's the reason they lost the World Series, be my guest. That won't be the thing that haunts me. Although you could have had for slide, mixing a slide. It's the Ernie Clement ball that was absolutely
running back.
roasted.
You just felt like the game was over as that guy's running back.
Well, I mean, off the bat, the sound and the look, and I mean, Pages comes out of nowhere. That, to me, will be the one that will always haunt me because it's been Ernie Clement who's been the story of this postseason. Another unbelievable game in Game 7. And, you know, he has that picture of him sliding home that would have been on every T-shirt across the country for the rest of our lives. And you had this chance. It was the first pitch, and he roasted it. It's like, that is the one that'll keep me up at night. Not, you know, Kirky being up there, getting his bat sawed off. Like, whatever. And Vladdy, too, eh? Right down to the last inning of the last game. Hits a double off Yamamoto to start that inning. They can't cash him in. Yeah. They've been money all year long with runners in scoring position. And when it mattered the most, it dried up. Varsho killed them in those two games.
Tough 6 and 7.
He absolutely killed them.
I'm telling you, it's painful to listen to Hoffman, too, talk about not being he's the reason why they're not wearing.
I read the quote. I didn't see it or hear
championship rings or
what did he say?
He just says
it cost everyone a ring.
Yeah, which is just,
you know, one pitch in baseball. You're talking about a placement of
gut-wrenching.
6 inches different from where it should be, and it's
gut-wrenching.
Yeah.
Anyways,
did you want to play stuff?
We promise.
Thank God.
We promise. We get to hockey.
Listen,
John Michael Lyle's coming up.
You were going to make, this is what makes it bad.
What's that?
You were potentially going to make me pour over the tape of my boy Ernie Clement crying.
I loved it.
Yeah, we weren't even going to play it. Like, I'm not listening to it.
I just love it because it's not baseball, hockey per se, or anything else. It's just, this is how you're supposed to be. This is how you win championships. If not this year, hopefully next year for the Jays. But this is what people want to see and feel. And there's a lot of teams that don't get it right. And I just think it's a wonderful reminder to all of us. This is the difference between winning and losing championships, or at least getting yourself in a position to come as close as they did.
The care.
I got to tell you, this is where I'm going to get, like, you know how I get. You know, you guys know, everybody listen, you know how I get. This felt like a 1 in a million season. And they could be under 500 next year.
You know,
Bo may be gone. You know, like, you know, Scherzer may be gone, probably gone. You know, Bassett, Bieber.
When you don't win, make changes. But I'm not saying which ones.
Barshow's my first choice.
You change. You make a few changes here.
Barshow's my first choice. You know, there's certain things that you can't unsee, and I gotta find that stat. Let me quickly look it up. But I think he was, and he made a great catch. He made a great catch in that game. But when it came down to
slam too, didn't he earlier? Oh, Barger. Yeah, same game home run.
You know, like he's a good ball player.
I understand he's a good ball player.
Okay, so one more thought before we go to break here is that Saturday night, I was at the game as well.
You were, right?
Yeah. I was in section 119. The LA Dodgers family or friend.
Oh, my God.
They were next to me.
Nightmare.
And it was a nightmare. No, and the nightmare wasn't that they were obnoxious.
They had nothing to cheer all game, basically.
They
were behind till the 11th.
Just watching them at the end celebrate was like, and I loved my section because I was up at the top. So there's the standing room fans, which I all like. It became like family, you know. You're just high-fiving.